will be sitting at you.
Yay, sitting!
Woo! Sitting! Woo! Woo! Jhonen! Woo!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi!
How you doing?
All right, let's get this going.
Yes!
Woo! Woo!
Oh no, he's not sitting at us anymore. No. He's not sitting at us anymore. He's sitting at his phone.
Best thing ever.
This is just like a general thing. We just it's going to be a lot of Q&A. If I don't like your question, I'll just slowly turn to the next person. I was in a thing earlier with Ricky, and everyone was asking me to do voices, and I'm not going to do voices. So. Other than this one, which is funny after me. So.
So you want to just go straight for the Q&A?
I don't have anything prepared. I was going to do this dance thing, but then I hurt my ankle. I know, it was incredible. It was incredible. There's this one bit. Yeah, let's do a few questions, and if I want to think of some other stuff.
Okay.
Just you know.
We got to the chair. Are you sitting okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
It works?
We'll start right here. See if she has a good question.
Yes, you in the shirt.
No pressure.
What's the most annoying thing a fan can do or has done?
You just did it.
I have 2 questions.
That's too many.
Yes, but still, how much money did they pay Ricky to say, I want to go dance naked?
How much money did they pay him to say that one thing?
Yes.
It wasn't my department. I too much, probably.
Another thing, what is it like knowing that there are hundreds of fangirls out there that would most definitely, if they could, tie you to their bed and rape you brutally?
What? Oh my god!
Why did you ask that?
There's little wee ones here.
What is wrong with you? What the heck?
That's gross.
Okay, let's try a little less awkward question.
That was awkward.
Now that Invader Zim is canceled, what have you been doing lately, for work and stuff?
I like that. Now, what have you been doing and
Stuff.
I got in my car, I drove home, and then I've been home. After it was canceled, I went home, and I've been there since. I finished some Portal games.
Wow! Science!
I've been slowly whittling away Super Meat Boy. A lot of games. No, a lot of what I've done for the past couple of years isn't stuff that people really get to see. Some of it is film development stuff, things that usually most of it never pans out. I did some work on a heavy metal movie that was going to happen at some point, but I had 2 segments in a proposed heavy metal movie that David Fincher was producing, and it was doomed. It just had no. It was adult animation in America, and it was an anthology thing, so all things were incredibly unfriendly for the audiences around here. So I did a lot of work on that. That took several months of my life, but nobody sees anything of that because it just didn't happen. I've done a lot of writing for various other books and stuff. I've done work for something actually we're going to show later on today. For another animation studio, stuff that isn't mine, but that I just designed, visual design stuff. A lot of stuff, but mostly games.
All right, I have a question, and but before I ask it, please don't hate me, please don't bludgeon me or any of that.
Just ask the question.
But out of pure,
I already don't like where this is going.
out of pure curiosity, out of the purest of curiosity, what is your opinion on bronies?
What the heck is going on? What have you done?
I don't know.
It's okay.
I have the balls too.
No. Don't be rude. Next question.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm a huge fan of Jaws. And I had mentioned that to them, and they said if you had caught wind that you might start singing Once More with Feeling. Is that true? Are you also a fan of Jaws? And if you are, have you ever worked with him? Have you thought about combining? Because with your sense of humor and your talent, the two of you together could do some amazing stuff. And I know he's into comics right now, and I can just imagine what the two of you could produce.
Joss Whedon. I wouldn't say that I am a Joss Whedon guy, but there are things that he's done that I love. I'm a huge Firefly fan. Anytime there was any personality or weird jokes in the Avengers, I love that stuff. Where a personality shines through, like the bit with the guy playing, what was it? Was he playing Gallagher or something? Little things like that, more so than a CG thing punching a CG thing where my brain shuts off. Little bits of personality, and he's amazing with that sort of stuff. But I wasn't a big Buffy fan.
Just pushing the envelope, because I think he's good with that.
Well, I don't know if he's pushing the envelope so much as he's incredible at getting his personality through in a project, which is rare, especially in something with a superhero movie where you're adhering to all these predefined, this has to happen, this character has to behave like this and this and this, but he got a lot of humor and stuff into that, and that was great. So I dig what he does, but I'm not I don't love everything he does.
So you wouldn't team up with him?
I doubt that is. I don't know if there was would you like to team up with Joss Whedon thing? He does such a thing. You know what I mean? He does his own thing, and I do my own thing, and we might kill each other. I don't know.
Have you ever had a dream of any of your creations? And if so, describe it.
Honestly, no. I think I've had dreams inspire bits and pieces of things that I work on eventually, but for the most part, no. I don't remember most of my dreams. It's just kind of one of those weird things. I think I sort of use it all up being awake. But no, I've never dreamed that I was flying around in space with Zoom or murdering people with Jhonen or anything like that.
On the rare occasion that you do a voice for Zim, or as an extra or something, you usually do it under the name Mr. Skolex. I know that there's a full name, but I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I know I'll mess it up.
It's Canker.
Anchor.
Is there a story behind where that name came from? Or
I just love tapeworms. That's where that comes from. I'm fascinated by parasites. I think it's really...
Your thoughts on Zim and Dib romance? Thank you! I'll be your wing!
Security?
And I thought my question was,
I do have actually a couple of thoughts, not outright, horrible things to say. Not directly related to that, but I was watching, I didn't go to this last InvaderCon thing, the first one, and I watched, I couldn't get through all of it, but I watched some video of the crew, the voice actors reading through one of the unproduced scripts.
Oh god, I know where this is going.
And all you could hear during this episode were girls going, So it really, I knew this before, but it really just sort of put a spotlight on how so many of the fans are watching the show wrong.
I honestly don't like shipping myself.
It's possible to watch a show wrong. They say that once you make something, it's no longer yours. It's in the hands of whoever interprets it. Also wrong. Because the major tenets of the show are sarcasm, cruelty, and violence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Affection and warm, fuzzy things. Anything that would inspire. Aww. It's not in the show. It's just not in the show. So anyone responding to that in that way, there's something wrong with that.
I'm pretty neutral about shipping myself.
You were lucky. You actually got it answered.
So maybe the show attracts a large portion of broken people. Next question.
Hello, Jhonen. I was wondering, how did you come about working with Mindless Self-Indulgence, and what was it like directing a music video?
Woo!
It's very fun. They were fans of mine. I think mainly Jimmy was a fan. And they contacted me and asked, basically, it was just very straightforward. We're fans of your stuff, would you be interested in doing a music video? I was fans of their stuff. I said, yeah, and I didn't work direct, the band never really shows up in the videos. I don't work with them. I would just occasionally meet up with Jimmy every now and then and go, here's what we're doing, and I'd say, that's looking cool, and it was pretty smooth, and there's no money in it. There's no money in it at all. It's just because, we're mutual fans. But that's how it came about. They just emailed me.
Awesome, thank you. Over here. I had seen that you are influenced by David Lynch, which is one of my favorites. In what way has he influenced you?
Just on the subject of dreams, everything of his is just I love anything where the behavior has a sort of controlled, unnatural feeling to it. That feeling that you get when you're in a dream, or that sort of Alice in Wonderland feeling of, this is just the way people behave in this world, but it makes no sense in the real world. It's just that you're trapped in this place with people whom you can't understand. It's like being here. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get any. Mulholland Drive is one of my favorites. It's just some of the most terrifying stuff without being a horror movie. I go to a horror movie and I'm never scared. I'll leave and I'll go, that was cool, how that monster killed this person. But that's not scary, because you're dead. There's nothing scary about suddenly being dead. You know what I mean? Being trapped in something that you don't understand and is horrifying because you don't know how people are going to react to this or what they're going to do to you, that's nightmarish. And he just is amazing at conveying that feeling. In Mulholland Drive, that scene, I always point at this scene for what I think of as horror. When they're in, what is the restaurant? It's like the Denny's, it's like a Winkies or something. It's a Denny's, it's daylight, and it's two guys having a conversation about a dream that one of them had. And it's full daylight, it's a Denny's, and it's the scariest vibe of anything. Like a Denny's, And I love that he can do that with seemingly very little effort, just masterfully. There's this low frequency hum, and the camera is kind of hovering as if someone's watching them, and it's just the most normal situation in the world, but it's awful feeling. It's just this creeping dread, and I love that he can do that.
What was your reaction when Nickelodeon came to you to make a show, especially after, the whole Johnny comic books?
I thought it was cool. Seriously, that's it. I answered this yesterday, but it was the opportunity to do something that I hadn't done, and I was a big fan of a lot of the stuff that they had done, Ren and Stimpy, and I just thought, wow, I could do that. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know how it would turn out, but sometimes it's just kind of, it's cool to not think things through.
I read from your blog that you were a gamer. I was wondering if there was any specific type of games you prefer, or just...
I like all kinds of stuff. I generally don't like sports games. I'm not a big like football fan. But I do like racing games. I love racing games. Anything that's like highly competitive. But I love platformers. I love shooters. I love everything. I'm like not one of those guys who are like, you like Call of Duty? Ugh. You know, I only play RPGs or whatever. It's like I play everything. I prefer. Is this working?
Yes, it's working now.
I prefer things to have kind of like an escapist sort of fantasy element to it, but I mean, I just played through Max Payne 3 and I was like crazy for it. Everything. I'm very late to it, but I'm going through all the new co-op stuff in Portal with a friend of mine. It's just I love puzzlers. I have like a million. My iPhone is all games. Just puzzle games, word games, everything. If it's done well. Or even if it's not done well, like Earth Defense Force, it's like,
Back here.
So first, I really want to thank you very much for the show. I've loved it ever since it originally started. Second, I just have a question. I know that you really like the piggies throughout the show. I'm just wondering, what was the obsession towards the end with the moose?
I don't think there was an obsession with anything on the show. I like piggies. I think it's a funny word. Visually, I like drawing anything that looks like there's balloon. They're balloon animals. You know, it's like literally a pig, or literally like Minnie Moose is not really a moose. He's a pig with antlers. Why did I draw them? I just think that it just kind of became a go-to thing, like using the word doom. Like no one on the show particularly said doom a whole lot, but it just stuck for the show. Yeah. So, no real obsession. It was just kind of a thing that we just kept going back to, moose, and they're just stupid sounding things. Certain words are just funny, and I don't know where it comes from. It's an emotional thing. Tom, let us know when we're
I'm watching time for you.
Because we want to have time to show whatever this thing is. It's a clip for the show that I worked on. I did all the designs for it. I've never seen the trailer, so you'll be watching it with me, so if it's horrible, don't blame me.
We want that right at the end, right?
A little bit before the end, in case people have questions.
Yeah, we got time. I'll watch.
Okay.
Wow. Right.
Okay, so I have two questions. One is, I've been wondering, how old is Zim and Dib?
Thank you. Dib, I always imagined being around like 11 or so.
Yes!
Zim is older than any of us in the room. I just love the idea that these guys lived, like Urkins for whatever reason, lived on a way longer timeline than humans, but still have the mental capacity of just idiots.
My friend and I have been arguing this over a while now. What color is Urkin's blood exactly?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Kind of like Klingon blood, but transparent. Like transparent pink.
Pink.
I felt that.
Technical stuff.
Where's the bathroom on the Enterprise?
I've noticed that you have a very strong cyberpunk theme along several of your comics.
I like drawing machinery.
I was wondering about steampunk though. What is your stand on it, and would you ever end up doing comics steampunk related?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. I think it's